Good morning to everyone. Thank you, Sangamesh sir and Ayurvedic College from Haveri for giving me this opportunity. I have completed my bachelor's and I have completed my master's from SDM Dharwad. So I am a bit associated with Karnataka also. So in case if anybody is having any doubts in Kannada also, they can feel free to ask me. So I'll try my best to explain it in Kannada also, not an issue. So today's session, I want little bit to be interactive instead of just giving PPT and just doing kind of reading. So we'll go a bit of interactive and starting I explain and I'll show what all basic things we do in physiotherapy. And later on, if anybody is having any doubt, hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, sir. You are
If
audible.
having any queries, any doubts, so more keep it on practical oriented. Okay, just little. Uh, Okay. So my screen is hope it's visible to everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everyone is asked to switch off their, mute their video, audio. All the participants, please. And you may put your doubts in the chat box, please.
Yeah.
The session, sir. Please, sir.
Yeah, I'll start, sir. So may I know just what is physiotherapy everybody thinks of? Means what is your idea about physiotherapy in general? Anybody?
Sir, that which is related to our like physical bodies, like all our movements related things, and like completely related to our physics, sir.
Very good. Perfect. So as sir told, it is physical therapy. Okay, physiotherapy in US and UK, if you go, they call it as a physical therapist. Like we India and Asian countries usually we call physiotherapists, they call physical therapist. So physical means whatever you are doing physically, that's called as physiotherapist. So as per the WHO definition, which is all over accepted, and as per the Maharashtra Physiotherapy Council, Delhi Physiotherapy Council, the definition of a physiotherapist is a person who can assess, diagnose, plan, and implement rehabilitative programs that improve or restore human motor functions, maximize movement ability, relieve pain syndromes, and treat or prevent physical challenges associated with injuries, diseases, and other impairments. Okay. So those who can assess, diagnose, plan, and implement all rehabilitative motor or movement related disorders and pain syndromes. Okay. So those are considered as a physiotherapist as per WHO. So what are the branches of physiotherapy? Usually most of the people we know usually physiotherapists are working in sports or either like orthopedic conditions or moreover in like paralysis neuro conditions. So I just would like to tell you that what are conditions are there in physiotherapy. Specializations are there already available in physiotherapy in India. So sport physiotherapy is known to everybody. Then we have specialization like MPT in orthopedics PT. Then we have neurologic PT where you will deal with all paralysis and spinal cord and brain related conditions. Then we have pediatric physiotherapy where we have children's like cerebral palsy and those who have congenital deformities and all. Those will be treated under pediatric physiotherapy. Then comes women's health. Like all gynecology related conditions will come under women's health. Like usually they have urinary incontinence post pregnancy and that abdominal muscle weakness and complications post pregnancy during pregnancy. All those related will cover in women's health. Then comes kinesiotherapy. All movement related. It is like a specialist of movement. What all happening in joint and all. This is the new specialization has come up in physiotherapy like kinesiotherapy. Then cardiopulmonary physiotherapy. Those physiotherapists working in ICUs will be specialized in cardiopulmonary physiotherapy, where we'll give chest PTs and all those ICU and patients admitted in intensive cares, those who are in who on ventilator support, oxygen support, in those conditions, though the physiotherapists required are cardiopulmonary physiotherapists. So nowadays you must have heard like COVID conditions, all chest complications and all. physiotherapy is also one of the part in the protocol. So there, the cardiopulmonary physiotherapists are specialized. Their specialization and their services are required. Then comes community physiotherapy, like those physiotherapists who works on the community level, like primary healthcare centers, villages, and all those. So we have MPT in community physiotherapy as well. Then comes oncology physiotherapy, the physiotherapy required for the cancer patients. Manual therapy. Actually, it is part of all physiotherapy, these things, but nowadays there is a specialization on manual therapy as well. And as well as hand rehab physiotherapist also there, hand rehab and movement analysis. These two have been added. I think Karnataka hand rehabilitation MPT is already available since last 10 years in KLE University, Belgaum and Manipal. They are having this specialization already since, and women's health as well, since last 8 to 10 years. So as already one of the participant has told what exactly physiotherapy is. So usually we go more over 3 types of therapies, or we can say the pharmacology of a physiotherapist is electrotherapy, where we use different kinds of machines. There are so many machines we use, like electric currents, heating agents, ultrasounds, and you name it. There are so many now. Lasers are there, class 3, class 4, 4A. Shockwave therapy is there, TECAR is there. Now, so many advanced machines are also available. Second, as everybody know, exercises we use. There are so many like isometric strengthening exercises, specialized exercises we have condition wise. And the most important is manual therapy. Manual therapy is there are certain techniques like mobilization, manipulation, which therapists will do by hands is considered as a manual therapy. So these 3 are main our treatment strategies. Okay. So today we are going to cover all the basic electrotherapy things which we use in day-to-day practice. Anybody is having any doubt, you can interrupt me in between. Okay. So first and most basic is muscle stimulator. As itself the name suggests, it is used to stimulate the muscles like paralysis patients, hemiplegic, quadriplegic, spinal cord injury, paraplegic patients, and all those who are having muscular weakness. So we use muscle stimulator machines. Okay. So in this muscle stimulator, usually we'll get 2 types, Faraday and galvanic. I'll show you those things. Then one more is the TENS, transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulator. Short form is TENS. So TENS is used for usually muscular pain relief and certain times neurological pain relief also. Then comes your SWD. Everybody must be knowing this, short wave diathermy. It's short wave diathermy. It's a heating modality, which is a deep heating modality, which is used to deeply heat the tissues. Like deep muscles are there, so usually we'll use SWD. Then comes paraffin wax bath. It is also heating, but it's a superficial heating modalities. Certain conditions when we have joint stiffness and all. So like post fracture, we'll have stiffness in joints, like tibial fracture or femur fracture. We will put internal fixation and we'll apply POP. After that, patient will have the stiffness of joint, where the joint range of motion will reduce. Patient will not be able to fold the knee joints. So those conditions we usually apply first paraffin wax bath to relax the surrounding joints and ligaments, and later we'll start with the mobilization and manipulation, whatever we want to do. Then comes hydrocollateral unit. It is also superficial heating modalities. So simply when we have to heat this thing, give heat to relieve the spasm. Okay, in like usually in patients we say na cow kodbekandre, we have to give a hydrocollateral to give them some heating modality, hot fermentation we called it. Then comes traction unit. Traction means giving a traction. You must have seen that bedside traction in ortho departments. So usually we use traction machine, cervical and lumbar, mainly for cervical and lumbar region. So whenever we have radiculopathy due to nerve compression, we use traction machine. So it will help to relieve that compression and relieve the pain from the nerve impingement. Then comes interferential therapy. We call it as IFT also. So all those radiating pain, like cervical radiculopathy, lumbar radiculopathy, and when you have low backache in the deep lumbar muscles, that time we use IFT. So IFT is a medium frequency current. Then comes therapeutic ultrasound. Okay. So usually we call it as ultrasound therapy. So there are 2 ultrasound. What we use in ultrasonography, USG we say, that is diagnostic ultrasound. what physiotherapist is use is a therapeutic ultrasound. Both are same. The only thing is frequency is different. So these are the basic modalities which you use. So I have kept some pictures also. I'll show you in video also. These are two shortwave diathermy machine. On the left side, you are seeing with the pads. That gray color is a tabletop model, which is 250 watt. And the one which side white one, which is the on which the diathermy is written, it is a 500 watt model, which is a clinical model with trolley. It comes. So these two models usually most commonly it is used. Then this way usually we applied shortwave diathermy. I got the image from internet, but usually we are supposed to put these are the electrodes. So on these electrodes we are supposed to put certain either towel or bed sheet. We have to cover the electrodes. We are not supposed to apply this directly, because you see, if in case there is a leakage of current from this part, patient may get shock. Okay. So usually this is the method of application we use for SWD. Just for understanding purpose, I'll show you on practical also. Here it is applied over the knee joint. You can see it is applied with the strap, and they have, instead of applying towel to the electrodes, they have applied the towel to the knee joint. So this method is acceptable. This is okay. This is for shortwave diathermy. Now this machine I am showing it here is a transcutaneous electrical nerve stimulator. So market, if you see these machines, market in the sense, if you go to Amazon or Flipkart, you will see plenty of machines available at a cheaper rates like 3,000, 2,500, 2,000 rupees. Okay. So these are 4-channel. This first one is a 4-channel machine. You can see 4-channel local Indian made. Okay. And this in the center is a imported machine. Both are TENS machine. This is TENS plus stimulator. This center machine is TENS plus muscle stimulator. This is only TENS with 4-channel. Okay. So this way we are supposed to apply the electrodes over the body part. This is all applied on the lower back. So this way we use TENS machine, current machine. It is usually a current, low frequency. Then comes electrical muscle stimulator. This will look something like this, but every company is having different type of muscle stimulator machines. Okay. So usually it is having this rubber electrodes, and this is pen electrode to stimulate individual muscles. Like you have to use it in Bell's palsy, special palsy cases. You can't use this big electrode. So you're supposed to go with a pen electrode. You need a gel bottle to apply over the electrode to conduct the current, because it's a rubber material. So rubber is a not good conductor of electricity. Inside they'll put a carbon coating inside the electrode. I'll show you that also. And over the electrode, you're supposed to apply a conducting gel and apply to over patient skin. And this is, I have already shown the imported one. This is, you can see the size of the machine. This is the smaller in size, but the capacity is as good as your big machine. Okay. This is also 2-channel machine. So this is having muscle stimulation as well as your TENS also. And the intensity or the capacity or output, I'll say it is better than the more than what machines we have seen previously. Like this machine and this machine is having, this TENS machine is having output of 60 milliampere, but this machine is having 80 milliampere output. So though it looks small, it is compact, and I'll call it as a mini monster, because I am using this machine since almost 8 years, last 8 years, without any complaint, without any problem. Only thing I am changing these electrodes. Next we'll see the paraffin wax bath. So usually we use wax inside this paraffin container, and we usually apply to the patient through a brush or a cloth, or we directly dip the patient part which we are going to apply wax into the molten wax. Okay. So these are the basic modalities. Now we are going to see what are the common physiotherapy we are going to do in common conditions. But this we'll do later. First, I'll show you practically how the machines are. Okay. Everybody is catching? Any doubts you're having? Anybody? Am I going very fast? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Audible, sir. Not fast, sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Continue, sir. Please, sir.
I am shifting to my camera.
Okay, sir.
Visible?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Visible, no? Yeah. So I am in electrotherapy lab of my college. Okay. So this is called as diagnostic stimulator. Hope it's visible to everybody.
Visible, sir. Visible.
This is a diagnostic stimulator. Diagnostic means we can use it for diagnosis purpose also. It is having Faraday current and galvanic current, plus it is having TENS also. You can see this. It's a Faraday current, surge Faraday current, and there is a galvanic current also in this. Here they have given, you can see galvanic and intermittent galvanic. So whichever part we have to use, we have to change that mode like this. These are the electrodes come with this. I was saying you, these are the carbon electrodes. You have to apply the gel over the electrodes, okay? And you have to apply it over the patient's skin. I'll show you that also how we are supposed to apply. From here that connection will come. This is the output. We have to put it here this way and the current will come. Okay, so this is muscle stimulator. Then this we have a 4-channel TENS machine. Okay, 4-channel TENS machine. This is channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4. One channel means 2 electrodes. One channel means 2 electrodes. So 4 channel means there will be 8 electrodes. So usually we don't need 8 electrode. It is 2 channel is more than enough, because 4 electrode usually we apply either cervical region or lumbar region. Okay, so these are the intensity knobs. So this is only TENS machine. This is only muscle stimulator. Okay, so this is 4-channel TENS. Then this is portable TENS machine, Indian made. We are having. You can see this is also 2-channel. Channel 1 is here with 2 electrodes, and this is channel number 2. Disconnected. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry. So this is also 2-channel. 2-channel TENS device, only TENS, double channel. Okay. So this is Indian made machine. So you have adapter also, and this is battery operated also. You can see if I on, see light is started blinking. Okay, so there is no connection. These all are without battery. This is with battery as well as adapter. And this one is the imported one I have shown you. Okay, this is something like this. This is also battery operated, 9-volt battery. So once you put this battery, it is around 6 to 7 months. You don't have to worry if you are treating 10 to 12 patients every day. You can see here it is showing EMS, means it is having muscle stimulator also, and it is having TENS also. So this machine is having overall 28 programs in this, 22 program for TENS and 6 program for muscle stimulation. So you'll get electrodes like this in this. This is sticker electrode. You don't have to apply any gel. I'll show you both. You can connect rubber electrode also to this. Okay. So this is muscle stimulator plus TENS both. This is the imported one, imported machine. And this is the pen electrode of this machine. And this is adapter. So I'll show you other machines. This is called as IFT, interferential IFT, computerized interferential therapy. So this is having currents too. In this, actually IFT and Russian both are there. So both are medium frequency current. So one machine can give both IFT and Russian current. There are different sweep patterns. Okay. So why sweep patterns and all are used, I cannot explain it in one lecture. And there are 2 types. Actually 2-pole IFT, they have mentioned TENS, but actually it is a 2-pole IFT, 4-pole vector and 4-pole mode. These are the treatment modes. These are the treatment modes. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Your
Camera
voice is clear, sir. Continue, sir.
Thank you. So this is a digital IFT machine. Okay. These are the 4 electrodes like this, because in this we have to apply 4 electrode only. You cannot apply 2 electrode in IFT until unless you are using 2-pole mode. or else IFT is best applied in 4 electrode only. Whereas 10 cell muscle stimulator, you can apply 2 electrodes. Then this is laser, class 3B laser. This is the laser probe. Okay, and this is the device. And laser machine usually comes with a key, because laser is little bit dangerous, so you have to use it with very careful. Usually it comes with a key. Until unless you have a key, you can't on the machine. While other machines, they are just having a button to on and off. You can see every machine is having button like this. Okay, so this is the laser machine we have. Can you hold it now? I'll just show you. This is contrast bath. This is like, it's looking like a deep freezer, but one side will have hot water and another side will have cold water. So in one machine only. So usually edema patients, lower limb, upper limb edema patients, we use this. And this is the hydrocollateral machine. I have told hydrocollateral. This is actually patients ke kavu kodbekandre idu machines use ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. This is the pads we use in this. Actually hot water will be there in this machine, and we'll keep these pads like this, and you have to take these pads out, apply in a Turkish towel and apply on patient. And this is called as whirlpool bath. In this, hot water will be there and whirlpools of water will come, which will use for the treatment and assist in movement. Okay. Anybody is having any doubt in between, they can tell me, okay, regarding any machines. Once again, we'll discuss the machines at the end also if you have doubts.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, screen.
No, someone else presentation has started. Swastharivita is presenting. I don't know, screen share has come, someone else.
Hello.
I think someone is.
Wait, sir. Wait, sir.
We'll remove him, sir.
Wait, sir.
Someone else is sharing this.
Function.
Yes, sir. You can continue.
Continue, sir, please.
Yes.
ಯಾರ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತೀವಿ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಯಾರು ಕುಂತವ್ ಸರ್ ಬರ್ತಾರ.
This is a cervical belt. So here this, you can set the weight, how much traction you want to apply. You have to apply over it here with this, and this belt, cervical belt will be here. And if you once apply the weight, the machine will give the pull. So usually we use this machine for cervical span and lumbar span. And the bed, you can see here, we have not given any bed sheet as compared to other beds, because the platform should be moving. You can see this. This should be moving platform. Because if machine is pulling this, so this platform also should move with that. Then only proper traction will be applied. So this is used for cervical and lumbar traction, spinal traction machine. So now we'll go to SWD. So this is SWD, short wave diathermy. You can see the machine. So this machine, if you are using, you need to be very careful because it's a high frequency current. It interfere with other machines. Whichever electrical machine you are using, your mobile phone, if you are having ECG machine, ventilator, or any other physiotherapy machine, it interferes with the circuit of other machines and it can spoil with prolonged usage. So you have to be very careful. So these are the pad electrodes and these are the disc electrode. You can use either of them to apply to the patient, but you are not supposed to apply it directly. I'm supposed to use a bedsheet or towel like this, Turkish towel, and I have to apply. Then I have to apply it over the patient's skin. I'll show you practically also. Okay, these are the wires. Here your timer also, tuning control, and from here you can increase or decrease the power. It is usually a deep heating modality. When you have to heat deeper tissues. Superficial means you can use any hydrocollateral or wax for superficial heating. Usually this is a clinical model without disc electrode, only pad electrodes we have. So clinics and all, usually we use this with pad electrode is more than enough. We don't need disc electrodes. So in market, both the machines are available with the disc electrode, without disc electrode. So usually we go with pad electrode only because that will save your cost also and it will be feasible also. This is a therapeutic ultrasound machine. Here we have continuous and pulse mode, timer up and down, power control, and you can see this is the ultrasound probe. You are supposed to apply the gel over here and you have to give it on the patient wherever they have pain, like wrist pain, soft tissue pain. Usually we'll use this. With the gel, you're supposed to apply 5 to 7 minutes like this. So this is different than your USG, that is diagnostic stimulator. This is therapeutic stimulator used for therapeutic purpose or treatment purposes. So this is ultrasound. I think this everybody is aware. This is infrared lamp. This is for college model. We have stand model. Usually we have Philips key and all. It is already available in market. Most of the people already using. And this is UVR, ultraviolet radiation. This is very useful in skin conditions. No, not for pain relief and all. Skin conditions like alopecia, psoriasis and all. It is very useful. Psoriasis, eczema and all. All skin conditions. This machine is very useful. Just 10 to 15 minutes of exposure, daily exposure, 7 to 10 days, and patient has very good improvement. So UVR. This is the wax bath machine. You can see wax is there. This is not used till now because the machine which are in use, we have kept it in OPD down. So like this, we get wax. After getting melt, it will get settled inside. Okay. So these are the modalities. So anybody is having any doubt? Regarding machines?
Participants, if you have any doubts, you may ask.
Then later on, I want to show you like little bit of usage of like how we'll use treatment methods in hemiplegia, cervical spondyl and frozen shoulder. These three common conditions. How physiotherapy approach.
Also you may ask. You may ask as a live. Participants, if you
Anything
have
you
any doubts, you may ask. Okay, sir. Continue, sir. Please, sir.
Okay, no doubt. So okay. So first of all, we'll go for the condition of. I'll just. So these three conditions I have chosen: frozen shoulder, hemiplegia or stroke, sciatica, and lumbar spondylosis. How we are going to treat it? So first we'll go as per the PPT. Frozen shoulder, what we usually do? First we'll give them a heating modality to relieve the spasm around their shoulder muscles. Okay. Then later on we'll apply ultrasound to break the adhesion. Usually frozen shoulder or periarthritis shoulder, there will be adhesion formation in the joints. So we use ultrasound. After applying ultrasound, there are certain manual therapy techniques we use, like mobilization and manipulation. I'll show you practically also. So this is just our images for understanding purpose. Okay. So in hemiplegia, usually our protocol will be depend on patient. But one thing will be sure, electrical muscle stimulation will be compulsory because there is a muscle weakness. Later on, depend on the patient condition, how much weakness, flaccidity, spasticity, or whatever problems he is having. Depend on the area involved, whether it is an MCA stroke, whether it is a ACA stroke, PCA stroke, hemorrhagic, ischemic. So depend on the type of stroke and the presentation patient is having. Depend on that, our treatment varies. If patient is having no movement at all, we have to start with the passive movement, joint compression technique, and there are certain approaches we have where we are supposed to increase the tone. All those things we'll use. And if there is just a weakness, we are having certain strengthening exercise programs which will go for the patient. Along with that, there will be a gait training. We'll train the patient how to walk. So usually nowadays we are having this harness time, body weight support, walking. These body weight supports come and patient will be supported with that, and over the treadmill they'll start walking. Something like this. It's a counterweight applied and the harness will be applied to patient on the treadmill. With this range, you can adjust the height of this. Okay, you can increase or decrease the height as per the patient height. This is the treadmill. Patient is walking, and from here you can see you can make treadmill incline also and decline also. So usually this is the way we teach the gait training, either this way or we can directly take them into parallel bars and with the mirror, where therapist himself will provide the support and train them. In sciatica, usually sciatica is compression of the sciatic nerve, mainly from L3, L4 to it will come up to the S2. It's a branches, bunch of the nerves coming out. So usually sciatic pain we have because of compression. It might be due to the bulge of disc or due to the osteocyte or osteophyte formation due to degenerative changes. So we apply traction to decompress the nerve. We'll apply neural mobilization to increase the conduction of nerve or to release that nerve. And usually we go for the McKenzie manipulation, or it can be Cyriax, depend on the whether it's a posterior bulge, posterior lateral bulge, or it's a listhesis. Depend on that basis, our manipulation will change. So I'll show you how sciatica neural mobilization all will do. Usually this is the way traction is applied to the lumbar traction in sciatica. And lumbar spondyl also treatment will be usually same until and unless if your patient is not having any radicular pain, radiating pain, so you will not apply traction. Instead of that, we'll go for either IFT, heating modality if spasm is there, but definitely we'll go for spinal mobilization. And if radiating pain is there, we'll go for neural mobilization. If it is a posterior bulge, we'll go for McKenzie manipulation, or else there will be a Cyriax, Maitland, Mulligan's. There are so many manipulation and different manual therapy techniques which will be applied over the spine. Something like this, we are going to give manipulation. This is just a picture image. I'll show you how we are going to give. This is the Maitland technique, where there is a facetal joint lock, or there is a due to osteophyte formation or degenerative changes, there is a reduced mobility at the facetal joint or transverse process joints. So we are going to supposed to give mobilization. So these are the basic theoretical part of those things. Anybody is having any doubts? I'll show you the practically, means how we are going to treat sciatica patients and all.
No, sir. Continue, sir. Please, sir.
Okay. So I'll start with first frozen shoulder patient. Just in nikal. Come and lie down. Can you यहाँ पे आ जाओ? Come here. You're going towards the camera. Cam on कर देता हूँ. Okay. Hope is it visible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Visible, sir.
Yes.
It's a frozen shoulder case, no, sir?
Yes, sir. Frozen shoulder case. First, we are supposed to apply any heating modality. Like you can go for hydrocolloidal pack, okay, or you can what you are having for heating. Even you can go for the SWD also if you are comfortable with that. So once the joint will become, because joint will be stiff, very stiff. So immediately if you start manipulation, patient will have pain. After getting a bit of heating modality, that will start with the manipulation. So there will be adhesion formations, okay, due to which the joint will become stiff. You have to break those adhesions.
Okay, sir.
Humerus, wall of humerus and head of humerus, and this is your urinary cavity of your scapula.
Okay.
So this we are supposed to hold. Okay, I hold the hand.
Yeah.
Relax. Perfect the greater tubercle of the humerus, and with my hand, I'm going to apply fine mobilization. what I am doing, I am just mobilizing the joint. And I am giving little bit of traction so that I will pull the joint and then I should give the mobilization. If I don't give traction, it will, both the bony surfaces will keep rubbing. So that will increase the pain and it will harm the patient. So I am giving traction and then I am applying mobilization. This is called as anterior-posterior mobilization because I am giving anterior to posterior. This way. Okay. Then there is a way superior inferior. So I'll use this grip, I'll hold it like this and traction, I'll pull it with this traction and then this way I'll mobilize the shoulder joint downwards. I'll leave this. Then one way is this. This is inferior superior because the head of the humerus is going down to up. So I'm holding it like this and I'm pushing it a little bit down. But you need to carefully see if patient is having pain or not. This way. So once you mobilize this, you have to keep on checking the range because patient's range of motion will not be full. Just check the range. If you are not getting, keep mobilizing. And again check the range. Then mobilize. So yes, anybody?
Sir, you may rotate the screen, no sir, if it's possible.
What sir?
You may rotate the screen mobility, no sir.
Okay, it's not there in mobile screen. You want me to rotate?
Okay, sir.
Okay sir, okay sir.
Thank you.
Now it's okay sir.
See, now you can see this is the first method I have shown. I have given traction in this way. This is I am applying anterior posterior mobilization like this. I am pushing it down. Okay. Then one more I have shown superior inferior glides like this. Head of the humerus I am moving like this, but with giving traction. So it should little bit be the distraction force will be there. Then I have given this one like this. Okay, so I have to keep on checking the range. After doing every mobilization, I did like this 3-4 repetitions. Depend on the patient, then see the available range, whatever it is there, pain-free range you have to check. It should not be patient is having pain and you are moving it beyond that. So you have to be in the pain limit of the patient and do the mobilization. Once it is done, patient is done with the mobilization, then you have to teach them certain exercises. So we call it as a pendular exercise. So we are supposed to give some weight in the patient's hand, either dumbbells or any water bottle, mineral water bottle, and ask them to keep a distance and move it round both the ways, clockwise, anti-clockwise, keeping the hand fully loose. So we are trying to achieve the range. Okay. So both the way rounds, then you have to give front and back movement, pendular movement, like this, very relaxed. Okay. Front to back is done, then sideways. This is the home exercise program. 3 days you have to ask patient to do at home.
Okay sir.
And at home. Usually, you know, frozen shoulder patient, we test them, we ask them to do this, they'll not be able to do because they have pain. And this movement they'll not be able to do. I'm doing this easily, but frozen shoulder patient, they'll have pain and this movement.
Okay sir.
We have a towel for the movement. We can ask after having a bath. So ಮುಂಜಾನೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಬಿಸಿ ನೀರು ಸ್ನಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವರು ಮಸಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಲ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. See this my upper limb. This is my right hand is affected, okay, not the left one. Okay. So you have to ask, pull it from the left, okay. Right is affected. I have to pull it this like this. So I think the back actually will do like this. Okay. This is done. Then my right is affected. This is one way. Another way, this you have to hold and I have to pull this inside. So I am achieving this and this. So this patient can do it home also, this movement. So these are the certain basic exercises you are supposed to teach the patient. So anybody is having any doubt in this thing, frozen shoulder?
Sir, once again show, sir.
Which one, sir? Towel or all exercises you want?
All exercise, sir.
All okay. So first one we call as pendular exercises. My right side is affected. Okay. Consider this. My right side is affected. So I am taking support of my left hand. giving little bit of space for the movement, relying on this hand, right is affected. So I am asking the patient to do relaxed movements like this. First clockwise, then anti-clockwise. You can do any, first anti-clockwise and then later clockwise. There is no sequence like that. 10 to 15 repetitions like this, 10 to 15 like this. Round. Round is done then front and back. This one means sideways. Okay? These are the exercises. Then later on for home patient, doing home exercise, back running exercise. Someone else again started sharing the screen. First of all,
Sir, I will, sir. One second.
yeah.
Sir.
Okay, sir.
Just a second.
We can start, sir.
Yeah. It's visible. See, this is the towel. My right hand is affected. Okay. So this should be up.
Block monophenomena. Right.
I have to ask question to go beyond the
Green icon.
Then second way, the right hand will be down, left will be up, and I have to try to take this hand with the support of my left hand. Like this. Okay? Is it okay? Fine? Am I audible?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah, okay. So, what are else? You can ask question to at home. With the fingers, when my right side is affected, you have to ask patient to slowly.
Okay, sir.
Slowly, they have to go up. For example, till here they are going, and after this they are having pain. So from pen, they have to mark this point, pencil or pen or chalk. Okay? So they have to do 3 to 4 repetitions. Then next day they should go little bit up than what they have marked here. Okay? So the day your patient sees this one, treatment is done. Then you have to come down like this, sideways and both front ways. Patient should not hold their elbow. Patient will do like this. This is wrong. It should be straight. Patient can go slowly close.
Okay, sir.
Then come down like this. So this all your free exercise events like this free exercises like yoga and all that also you can suggest patient where you have free shoulder range of motion. Okay. Can we go for sciatica now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sure. Head side this part of sciatica. When I am considering this one leg,
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir.
so I am considering right side is affected, sciatic pain. Patient usually have complaint sciatic nerve, it will come posteriorly from the thigh. It will bifurcate from the knee, forming anterior tibial and femoral nerve. And it will usually come anteriorly. So usually pure sciatic pain, patient will complain pain over the back side, then it is coming front like this. So that is pure sciatic pain. So usually we will give traction. I have shown you we will apply traction, and if required IFT or TENS any heating modality, and later we will go for the neural mobilization. Okay, there are certain other techniques also. See, patient is having right side sciatica. Somewhere in spine, he is having compression over the right side. You can see this is the back. So right side is patient is having. You can see the position of back now. It is straight. Okay. So what I have to do? Just lift your back. See, I have given one pillow, so this elevation has come. Now see little bit of curve. So it has become like this. Okay. So this sciatic nerve, little bit this compression was there in the spine from this lumbar vertebrae. It will be open like this.
Sir, it's sciatic in case of sciatica, no, sir?
Sir, sciatica.
Sir,
Sciatica.
Okay.
This side sciatic nerve is coming like this bunch. Okay. So I have to relieve it. So this way traction, it will open. So it will relieve the sciatic pain there and then itself. If you want little bit, you can apply traction by your hand like this. Again, you can little bit open it. Okay. This is the one way. And there are 4-5 methods of mobilizing sciatic nerve. I'll show you one of them. So you have to first flex the leg. Okay. You should remember the course of nerve. It is coming like this posteriorly, then going anteriorly. So I have to stretch that nerve. Okay. So I have to hold it like this, go till the end and do internal rotation. I have to stretch that nerve. So I am doing internal rotation, and then to sensitize, I have to do this dorsiflexion. So I have to keep it putting down and up and down. So the nerve will be stretch and release, stretch and release, stretch and release. So like that you will mobilize the nerve. So in one session itself, you will give relief to the sciatic patient. Like this, then I'll release, patient will have more pain. So you have to relax it. Again you have to go up, you have to do this, then patient will have severe pain, then you have to leave it. So you have to do 5 to 7 repetitions and then you have to leave it. Okay. Then later you can suggest them some back strengthening exercises. All your extension, lifting leg up and down, all those back exercises you can suggest them for home. And here you can apply either IFT, TENS, and with neural mobilization. Okay.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Continue, sir.
Questions?
Sir?
Yes, sir. I'm coming. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Any doubt anybody is having?
Sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir? Sir, some sort of interruption, sir.
Okay. Am I visible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Visible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I want to show you how stimulation will work. Only I have done my MPD neuro, so I usually this is my favorite machine for all stimulation and all. Anybody having any doubt in between? Anybody want to know anything? See, usually in a stroke, we stimulate wrist extensor because you know flexion function will come very easily, and extension, that opening of fingers will always a bit difficult. So
Okay.
do extension movement most of the time because stimulated. This is the position of electrodes will apply. Okay. So this are on the machine. I am going EMS mode. Yes. Slowly I'll increase the intensity and you can see relax, relax. RI current is coming. Yes, RI.
Okay, sir.
You can see the finger. See, this is because of muscle stimulation. The finger movement is coming.
Uh, yes, sir. It's beautiful. The moments is there.
Yeah. So this is because he is a normal person. So when patient is there having weakness, this movement will come. So what we are supposed to advise the patient, that whenever your current is getting and you are getting the movement, you are supposed to do the movement along with the machine.
Okay, sir.
There are two specialized program for hand rehab, this small machine.
Okay, sir.
You will have both the movement, like one movement will come flexion and extension simultaneously. So you can
Okay,
train the hand in better way. That's why I told this is my favorite machine. So usually we apply to the upper limb and to the foot for
Okay.
dorsiflexion, because while walking they'll drop the foot every time. So you have to strengthen these muscles.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So these are the commonly used conditions. So anybody is having any doubt or any particular other condition anybody want me to show?
One second.
Sir, in cases of stiff neck, can we give immediate results, sir?
Sir, what I say, spine, why stiffness is there, please rule out that first, obviously. So I'll suggest before going to any spinal thing, let it be cervical or lumbar, ask the patient to go for an X-ray, or if patient is having any recent X-ray, to rule out if there is any listhesis or disc herniation. Because in that condition, we are not supposed to do the movement. If that you have ruled out, it is not there, you can go with the mobilization, neck mobilization. First, you have to give hot water fermentation, tense, and I'll show you usually what we do. Okay.
Yes.
Let's go. Okay. You remove your specs. Can you come in? Go around? Forehead के नीचे देना है, इसी तरह। हाथ पीछे। और एक बटन क्लोज और नेक की तरफ concentrate। So we have to check all the mobility of neck muscles, neck joints, all cervical spine joints. Whether there is any pain, you have to palpate the C7 first with the prominent spinous process. Then you have to go with
Yes, sir.
everything like this. If you find any stiffness in any particular joint, so you're supposed to mobilize in all ways.
Okay, sir.
Process, facetal joint, and there are certain techniques where you can release by giving clicks. Okay, so which I cannot show here. Okay, if future if we get time and if we get an opportunity practically to show you that, I'll show you that. Okay,
Okay, sir.
you can release the patient in first sitting itself.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anybody,
Okay.
anything?
No, sir. Nothing.
How much the machine will cost? How much the setup will cost? How you have to go ahead? If like that also questions anybody is having. Because reason to say is that many a time people will fool in the name of machines. Even to physiotherapists they'll fool. If you go to Amazon, you'll see tents are available at 2000, 2500. So they'll give you cheap category ka machine, cheap quality ka, and you will not get the results. Patient will get burned because it's a current. If electrode and machine is of not good quality, you'll get burns and all. So always go for a good quality machines to get a better results. I think everybody can have this muscle simulator, tens and all.
Okay, sir.
Anybody is having any other doubt?
Sir, in case of hemiplegia, what is the procedures like physiotherapy? Which procedure is done, sir? Which is indicated?
It is depends, sir. Actually, we have depend on the patient condition. There is nothing like a fixed. This thing only we have to follow. But usually we see in a starting case, patient will come with a flaccidity. Well, they'll lose the movements. So that time our prime aim will be this muscle stimulation to maintain the muscle property and strengthen the muscle, and we'll go with the passive movement and joint compression techniques usually we say, and there are certain approaches where we have to increase the tone.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
There are certain
And
stages.
next is,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
next is
Uh,
for our students, for fourth year students, there are syllabus to be covered definition and utility of importance of physiotherapy. What is the major importance of physiotherapy in basic practices and basic knowledge about static exercise, sir?
Static exercises, sir. Static exercises means, I'll tell you, there are three types of exercises, sir. We called as another name for static exercise is isometric exercises.
Okay, sir.
Isometric exercises means, sir, where the muscle tension is changing but length is not changing.
Okay,
For
sir.
example, if I have to show you, just a second, I'll show you that example also. See, this is my elbow. Elbow, I have to do elbow flexion, sir. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Flexion. Doing this, so my length is also changing, means muscles are shortening.
Okay, sir.
If somebody is holding my hand and I'm trying to do flexion with the force,
Okay.
so here tension is increased,
Okay.
but length is not changing because that force is equal. So that is called static exercises.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, importance of static exercise when patient is unable to do movement. For example, my hand is with the plaster, under the plaster because of the fracture. So
Okay.
I can't do this movement. So I'll do isometric contraction. Like
Okay.
usually we'll do like this contraction like this by ourselves. That is static. So I'll maintain the muscle strength by that, when the muscle properties to a certain extent.
Okay, sir. And next is infrared shortwave diathermy, sir.
Yes, sir.
Shortwave diathermy, sir.
Shortwave diathermy, what you want to know? Usage or importance?
Importance and usages, sir.
Importance means it is the only deep heating modality, sir.
Okay, sir.
Because our all wax and hydrocolloidal, this is superficial, it will heat.
Okay,
So
sir.
shortwave diathermy is an electromagnetic radiation which will go deeper into the tissues and it will heat. So back muscles and all those deep muscles are there, it will heat those muscles.
And difference between electromagnetic therapy and shortwave diathermy, sir? Those two pressures, either pressures comes in deeper muscles only, sir?
No, electromagnetic means, sir, they are using more over the magnetic, like magnetotherapy and all is coming.
Okay,
So
sir.
that is circulation as such. Frankly speaking, there is no research and proven effect of that.
Okay,
But
sir.
shortwave we are having effect as proven. But
Okay.
again, for a practitioners, I'll suggest ki never ever go for the shortwave diathermy. The reasons is it is banned in all other countries. It is only India, those we are using it in India only. And moreover, that machine will cost you somewhere around 35 to 40,000. So instead of that, you can, there are better versions, deep heat modalities available like 8 to 10,000, which is not like high frequency also, and which is easy to carry. Very small size nowadays it is coming. I'll suggest
Sir,
more
next
people-
is the wax therapy, sir. In wax therapy, how the procedure and wax therapy you have shown, sir? You have shown, no, sir. Actually, what is the indication and how the wax therapy is going to act in the patient, sir?
Sir, major indications is whenever there is a joint stiffness, let it be related to anything, and joint pain. Like rheumatoid arthritis, there will be a stiffness of small hand muscles, all symmetrical joints, stiffness will be there, early morning stiffness. So that time to relieve that pain, we'll use wax therapy. And as I told, post-fracture stiffness will be there, joint stiffness. So if we have to do before doing exercises, sir, because 3 months that joint will be in POP, plaster. So it will become stiff. So before doing directly exercises, we'll give wax therapy to relax those ligaments and muscles, and then we'll start using our exercises. So all post-fracture stiffness cases, joint stiffness, rheumatoid arthritis, and your osteoarthritis pain also. All these conditions we are supposed to use wax therapy. The only contraindication is there should not be any skin-related condition or open wound. Those conditions we
Sir,
are not supposed
next is ultrasonic therapy, sir.
Okay, ultrasound therapy is mainly used when is a small localized pain, sir, because it should be soft tissue pain, should not be bony pain. When I have like tennis elbow, only this much area is involved, so I can use ultrasound. So ultrasound can use for deep also and superficial also. Two frequencies we get, 1 megahertz and 3 megahertz. If you want deeper, then you have to use 1 megahertz, and we have to go superficial, we have to use 3 megahertz. All the soft tissue injuries, soft tissue pain, joint stiffness also we'll use ultrasound, sir. Wound healing also we can use ultrasound.
Sir, next question is, in general practice, we come across with the joint pains, the arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, sir. What is the best physiotherapy we should use in our general practice for rheumatoid arthritis cases, for knee joint pains?
Knee joints, sir. Rheumatoid arthritis, I'll say it's a progressive condition. As such, I don't think so. That modern medicines have any medicine for rheumatoid arthritis. They'll just give disease-modifying drugs and steroids. So in physiotherapy, we'll try to give hot water fermentation, wax therapy, and all, and then ask them to do certain exercises to limit the progression, because anyways it is going to increase day by day. So we have to slow down the limit. So we just give them free exercises and hot water fermentation to control their stiffness.
Okay, sir. And next prime major question is, sir, next question is, whenever the patient with an fracture comes to us, we used to tell that to bind the cold cloth to cotton cloth to that.
Okay.
And in some of the indications, they are indicating that the warmness should be given to that certain local place. Which is better and best? Which is indicated?
Okay. So you are asking me.
Sprains and all, sir. In sprains and in case of fractures.
Okay, fracture, sir, will apply anything if you say when there is no open wound, means it is inside only. Even if bone is broken, there is nothing has come out, there is no bleeding. That scenario I am considering. So always we have to go with cold, sir. Because if you give hot, sir, hot will increase the blood circulation.
Okay, sir.
If there is bleeding inside because of fracture, and if you give hot, the bleeding will start increasing because of increased circulation, because of heat. So
Okay,
that may harm the patient.
Okay, sir.
So whenever in doubt, sir, whether to cold or hot, go with the cold.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. And next is for sprains, sir, intramuscular sprains.
Sprain, sir, for example, if acute, it is for first 15 days, you have to go with the cold.
Okay, sir.
So in case any infection or any bleeding is there, that will stop in the first 15 days. Later on, you can either continue with the cold or you can go with the hot.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
More support to that part, that ligament or whatever you said, soft tissue, groin and all. Because if you don't give support, if you keep moving that part, then the injury will not heal.
Sir, in case of an eyeball injury, where the redness of an eye or the eyeball bluish coloration will be there, in certain conditions, what is the cold therapy or the warm therapy is needed, hot therapy is needed, sir?
Sir, eyes is not included in physiotherapy. So I don't know whether ophthalm issues it's cold or to use or hot to use, because that is beyond our scope of physiotherapy.
Yes, sir.
But again, if you use cold, sir, that may cause dryness in eyes, cornea and all. So do refer them to any ophthalmologist. It is always suggested.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Anybody is having any other doubts?
Sir, Panchakarma utility, physiotherapy utilities and indications in what should they write? The students they are asking, sir. What is the utility of and indication of physiotherapy?
Sir, indications, there are a huge scope. I have told you already the branches of physiotherapy, like from sports, orthopedic condition, all joints pain, muscular pain, paralysis. So I'll tell you, sir, eyes, headache and abdominal pain, except all these things, you can use physiotherapy for all and everything.
Okay,
But
sir.
it's not like purely like with physiotherapy you'll get well. You have to follow the medical advice, whether it is Ayurvedic or whatever treatment patient is taking.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. In one of the question from chat box, sir, Dr. Kader Basha has been asked, sir, if the patient is having obese and excess of fat, what should we do, sir? His question is, sir.
Okay, so I think obese and excess of fat, sir. So obviously we have to go with the exercise. Actually, proper evaluation should be done, sir.
Okay, sir.
First, we see whether patient is having any comorbidities like BP, sugar, and because you are going to induce exercises and certain machines comes for that fat and this thing also, sir. So after that evaluation, on the basis you have to plan a protocol. We call it as a prescription. There are certain formula is there, sir. In that formula, you have to put all those things, and accordingly you can give them, and you will get definitely good results.
Okay,
So
sir.
one thing only I would like to clear, sir, obesity and weight reduction. Don't tell patient that you are going to do weight reduction.
Okay, sir.
Because fat mass will reduce and muscle mass will increase. So weight will remain same, but patient will be healthy.
Okay, sir.
That thing should be considered.
Okay, sir.
But there are machines are there, physiotherapy machines for weight reduction also, sir.
And sir, another question is, in case of Bell's palsy or facial palsy, which is the physiotherapeutic procedure indicated moreover and result oriented?
Yes, Bell's palsy, sir, we have a common protocol. Here you can go. Whenever patient is walking with you, you have to go with the muscle stimulation, sir, with pen electrode. I have
Okay.
shown you. Like this pen electrode will be there, sir. It will be
Okay.
connected to that device.
Okay,
And
sir.
we have total 10 to 12 muscles. Individual muscles you have to stimulate, sir.
Okay, sir.
It will be like 30 to 40 minutes ka procedure. Individual muscles
Okay.
you have to do the muscle stimulation. And
Okay.
certain facial exercises
Okay,
like
sir.
whistling, eye movements and all.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So it was very informative, sir. And
Excellent, sir. 1 minute.
I'll ask the practitioner, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
I am going to ask
Sir, one more question.
Yeah, please, sir.
Sir, we are using the TENS machine and FT machine and different types. How this current intensity will reduce the pain? What it does to our nerves? What it does to our body? What is the mechanism of reducing the pain in the body?
Okay. So, sir, TENS is having totally a different mechanism, while IFT is having a totally different mechanism. TENS usually works on the pain gate theory, sir. Usually, our afferent nerves carries the pain. For example, if you are having any injury to your finger, so that finger pain will be carried to the brain. That some injuries happen, then brain will send that pain. Okay, whatever muscular pain you have. So TENS, that intensity, particular frequency will block that. So that way it will reduce the pain, and moreover, due to that muscular contraction that TENS will produce, it will improve the circulation also and relieve the spasm. Whereas IFT is a mixture of two currents, sir. If you see the production of IFT, it is called as interferential therapy. Like we are using two medium frequency current, two different medium frequency current, and we are doing interference of those currents. So we'll get a resultant low frequency current. We are using two different current to produce a third current, and that interference will take place in tissue. So it is more like nerve, and that nerve related muscular pain, it will deeply go into the tissue and it will relieve the pain. So shortly, if I have to say, if superficial muscle pain you have, go with TENS. If you have deep muscular pain or neurological pain, go with the IFT. Simple.
Okay, sir. Thank you.